You only can influence what you measure, and behavior is an important part of the whole process. So you need to measure creative excellence in order to drive the right behaviors with the whole ecosystem that you're working with.
Mars was already very advanced in a lot of its measurement. They had a really strong measurement team to help them really discover kind of, what drove impact. What they weren't able to do was, first of all, scale that measurement across all of their digital advertising, and also actually drive the change to make sure they could actually get the return on investment. So that's where CreativeX came in.
And the scale was very important because the biggest challenge we have is, as you know, the number of brands is humongous. The number of markets is big. The ability to apply the same standard across geographies, business units, brands. The thing that excited me and got me into trying to understand much more.
It's a team sport being creative, so we needed to get our creative agencies and our teams on board very quickly so that they would see the benefit of the tool rather than seeing it as a threat. Because very often when you bring new tools in, it could be perceived as a threat. So it is very, very important to have a measurement that we all align to, and that is the baseline, and then through that, setting the right targets to really create a behavior to follow.
Creative data can do two things. Right? It can challenge your preconceptions, but it can also help support your intuition that you have and help you sell your ideas into stakeholders.
So by understanding the rate of compliance of our investment in social platforms, for example, we've managed to save that investment and to reallocate that investment to creative executions that meet the basics and that are more effective, resulting ultimately in growth for the company and multi-million-dollar increase in outcomes. And adhering to those platform standards allowed us to increase our sales lift. On platforms like TikTok, for example, we managed to get a 33% of sales uplift increase versus previous executions. Another big benefit of Fit and the work that we do with CreativeX was that it democratized access to creative data. They can see what Shiba did in the US, what Dove did in China, what the performance of those creatives were. And I think by opening up, I think we're raising all the boats, like the tides raise the sea.
And I think also by opening it up, what has helped, especially with agencies, to see what the other teams do. So it's not hindering their creativity. You still can be super creative, but meeting the minimum standards of each of the platforms.
I think my number one advice would be to scale it up fast. The typical approach of any kind of external partnership is to start small with one brand, a couple of campaigns, and try to learn something. It doesn't really work. I mean, you need to have the big brands involved, you need to have the big markets involved, and having thousands of data points, then you can scale. Then you can have meta learnings and guide future strategic creative decisions.